Hello and welcome to the latest crafty simulations video. Now, in the last video I took out the A2A Comanche 250 for a little flight, and it's become one of my most watched videos pretty much ever, and I say thank you to that. However, there was a few little issues, so I have decided to redo that video, sort of, another flight in the A2A Comanche 250, that's not a bad thing, and I'm going to address some of the little issues I had with the previous video. So stay tuned as we take a flight in one of the greatest single-engine aircraft here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. So, welcome back to the episode, and welcome back to the A2A Comanche 250. Right, I did the flight, where was I? Last video, Humberside, that was it. And, yeah, there was a few issues, some on my behalf, let's be honest. So I have decided to do a little flight from my favourite little airfield, Burning Blue Designs Wickenby, and we're going to be taking a flight over to Burning Blue Designs Fenland Airfield. And I thought it'd be a great flight to take out the Comanche 250 and also to take a look at certain things that I got wrong in the previous video. Now, as you may have noticed, and I got a little bit confused by this, there was a red rag sat here in the intake. And obviously, if this was a real aircraft, this aircraft would have never have flown. And I'm going to show you, at the moment it has not shown up in this aircraft. Now the red flag is, a red rag even, is a supposed to be dropped off by your maintenance team, and it's been left in the aircraft, and you're supposed to be able to find it when you do your walk round, of which I did not do. So even though I'm in the walk round camera here, if I get this thing to work, thank you, you still would not be able to click on the rag or any of the attachments here, but I am going to show you how to get rid of them when they do turn up, when the red rag does turn up. It's a completely random thing. So let's go into here, and we'll not start anything up yet. We need this, the tablet. No, we don't want the weather, go away. We need the walk round tab. Now, I've never used this. A lot of A2A aircraft have this. It is realism, it is next level, but it is something that obviously I didn't do. So let's see, how do we get the thing to actually work? Right, anyway, so there we go. We're out by the right wing. Now basically you're supposed to be able to actuate the control surfaces, which is what you would do on any real walk around of a real aircraft. Obviously this one is not available to do this, unfortunately. It highlights but doesn't actually move. I suspect this is due to the fact of it being the Comanche 250 being not a native aircraft to 2024. But we will skip round, and again you could probably do this to the, we can do it to this one. That might be flaps or something, I don't know. Anyway, now, like I say, we'll do this. We can check our lights, we can remove these, we can check our fuel. We're not going to do that. We can remove those. We can also dip our fuel. And this is the screen you want if you get the red rag. Now, if it appears here, just click on it and it gets rid of it. Okay, so again, it's been dropped off by the mechanics team. And obviously, it is a kind of in-game joke from A2A. It doesn't affect the aircraft whatsoever, because I took a flight with the red rag stuck in my air intake. But obviously, in real aviation, that would not be the case. So anyway, we'll carry on walking around. Again, we're not going to check our fuel. Get rid of these chocks. Get rid of that tie down. Get rid of the pitot cover. Just make sure we'll go all the way around. I always forget that one. And we get round to the loading part. And that is the walk round. Obviously, very quick. Again, I haven't featured that too many times in my videos anyway. So anyway, let's get that back to what I wanted at. Right, anyway. Welcome to a rather hot Wickenby. Anyone around the UK? It's piping hot at the moment. It's 30 odd degrees. Well, no, what is it? 28. I think it was 28 degrees, 30 degrees, I think it was, where I am at its hottest, so it is a little bit warm. If you do hear any noise on the audio, it is my fan, it is running, it's trying to keep me cool. Failing miserably with the computer right next to me, but anything can help. So anyway, we are going to get ready for a flight, so let's get rid of that. I always forget these things. Let's turn them on. Right, so I will just make sure that some of my options are not turned on. So park and bakers, yeah. So we've removed the wheel chocks. If you don't want to go do the walk round and you want to still remove the wheel chocks and the tie downs, all that, you can do this with these little tabs here, and then get rid of them that way. But also you can do the walk round. So that's all good in the hood. Right, so let's remove that. Now, somebody said in one of the comments to the last video, what was it? Use the primer. You don't always have to use a primer. It is obviously, I think it's temperature based. Use the primer. How much you use a primer, but you don't have to use it. I started the aircraft obviously on the last video without the primer, and in a practice flight I did a couple of days ago now in this aircraft, I needed to use the primer. Figures it's A2A. So we'll try without the primer and let's hope it starts. If it doesn't start, we can always use the primer, it's not an issue. So anyway, so we'll go for the master switch to be on. We will have the rotating beacons to tell everyone we're a live aircraft. And what we are looking for is to check my levers are all working correctly. They are. So I'll put it forward, and we're going to use the fuel pump to prime the engine with some fuel pressure. Takes a while for it to build up. Slowly that will start to build up. We'll let that fill. We'll get to the max. So we're at full. We'll go try and do it without the fuel pump. I don't know whether it will work, but we'll try. Turn that off. Max come through to both. We'll have a clear prop. And let's hope this thing starts. Yeah, not even a hint of a start, so we'll have the fuel pump back on, please. So again, we're going to try without the primer. And again, it's not going to do it, so we will have... We'll try it with the primer. It's probably going to work better with it. Give it one for look, and we'll leave it unlocked. And we got to start. We'll shut that up, bring our cells down to 1000 RPM, mixture can come back a little bit, we'll lean it. Secure the primer, right, so we are going to have Avionics and come on, let them warm up. We'll be using the GTN 750 because that's awesome. Right, so on my little chart we have Fenland Airfield, which is Echo Golf Charlie Lima. So, flight plan. What's we can be called? Echo Golf. No. Oh, God blimey, I forgot what it's called. Oh, dear. Things you do. I thought I wouldn't need it, but you know, apparently I do. I thought we can be enough. You'd thought I'd remembered it. I don't think any pilot has to go through his charts as much as I do. Echo Golf November Whiskey, that's what it is. November Whiskey. We can be. Hey, who would have thought it? Right, destination. Echo Golf Charlie Lima. Finland. That. Procedure, approach, that. Visual 18. Will not load it yet. Oh, I do have to click on it, don't I? Oh, dear. So pulled out. Right, so we locked the primer off, we did, let's see where was that, the altitude, flaps to come down for one stage, Trackir can now come on. Certainly a beautiful day for a flight. It's been glorious sunshine all over the UK. A little bit too warm, some would say. Right. So oil temperature is starting to come into the green, oil pressure is in the green, fuel pressure is in the green, fuel tank quantities are checked, and that's fine. We don't have tip tanks, so not to worry about those. Squawk, we'll squawk in 7,000, that's correct. Controls all check out. So we are going to taxi out, and we should really wait for the cylinder temperature, I think, to go into the green. Oil temperature needs to be in the green anyway before movements, we've got that. But I am itching to get going. Roll ourselves up and do a brake check. Brakes work fine. So once again, we'll be flying out of Burning Blue Designs Wickenby. You've seen this airfield so many times on my videos. And Fenland Airfield is also a Burning Blue Designs airfield as well. Position ourselves for an engine run up. Not really much space to do a run up here, but okay, clear the runway, parking brake is set. Right, all around us? Right. Get rid of that. Left mag, right mag, left mag, both mags. Carb heat pulled. Cycle that twice, and then we'll cycle the prop pitch. Engine run up correct, temperatures have all come up. Spread lights come on, landing lights coming on, fuel pump is coming on. Right, so navigation is set, transponder is set, we'll start squawking our altitude. Pull that out. We'll do the autopilot now, although we're not going to be selecting it. We will be using the autopilot, we're flying a heading hold for today's flight. So let's get going. Once again in the A2A Comanche. Parking brake is set. Right, I'm latched in as best I can virtually. Doors are shut. No one else is brave enough to fly with me. Let's go to Finland. Speeds of live, there's 40. 60. Here's the hump. And airborne. Tap the brake skiers coming up. $100 knots, flaps coming up. 100 mile an hour even, flaps is coming up. Up and checked. Both sides. We're going to climb up to about 2,000 feet for our flight into Finland. Good visual VFR conditions, got a little bit of clouding. The last flight I did this, the practice flight, I had it on live weather. Shall we say it was a bit interesting. Passing 1100 for 2,000. Passing 15. Hole selected, there's 2,000. Start to lean back on some stuff. Alright, landing lights can come off, fuel pump can come off. Flying on heading hold. Right. So while I let the aircraft settle down, I shall move on. Move on with a little bit of the flight, and then we'll start having a little chat about what I got wrong on the previous video. So stay tuned, because there was quite a bit. So welcome back to our flight. I have to ease things. I've turned Trackir for the time being, and I've also turned on the headphone simulation, which is the reason why the sounds are a little bit muted, so I can actually do some proper audio. I can actually hear myself talk. So I'm going to go through the comments, because I've actually got the comments loaded up here of my last video, and I just want to go through them and get the names right. Daniel. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, yeah, Daniel anyway. I'll just say Daniel. The geezer who mentioned about the fact of my channel being general aviation themed. Those comments you said, thank you very much. I mean, I get a few comments. I've got regular commenters, and I read every comment. It could be good, could be bad, could be neutral, whatever. I read every comment. If I can change something, you know, if you've noticed something and I can change it in videos, in future videos, then I will obviously aim to do that. And you said that obviously you appreciate the video, and the focus on general aviation is something needed in the flight sim world, and that's exactly correct. I mean, I'm not knocking airline aviation, or simulation I should say, or military simulation, or historic simulation. If you get your kicks out of that, fantastic. We're all simulated pilots, and yeah, I aim this channel to be, at the very least, about 70%, 80% all general aviation content. Obviously, I do let military stuff come in every now and again. I have to. It's interesting. I think it's interesting to see what other aviation is out there. So yeah, I really like that comment that you put down. And you wanted a more technical review. I can do technical stuff. I can do technical stuff so that it'll be absolutely boring. But I do like to add a little bit of technical, a little bit of slight humour. Like I say, I do like to add a little bit of realism, strokes, technical stuff to my videos. So thank you very much, Daniel. Appreciated that no end. Somebody put Sandman 11, great aircraft, really enjoyed. The Aerostar is going to be incredible as well. Correct, the Aerostar. That's going to come back in the channel. I haven't featured it yet because still it's early days. It's not version 1 yet. There is updates coming out for it pretty much once a week, if not faster. They say they're 75%, I think it is. They're over halfway there now to get to version 1. But if I did a video of it, I guarantee you it would be updated and something would be changed. Don't worry, it will be featured in the video before it goes version 1. Cygnus. I love some names on there on YouTube here. So save everyone looking. Yes, the cloth was there in the walk round. Correct, and I've gone over this in the first part of the video. If you do the normal walk round, the Control C I think it is, or Shift C, when your flight starts up, you can't click on the cloth. However, if you do the walk round from the tablet, you can click on it. It is a random thing. It doesn't affect the aircraft, as we've found out, to fly with it in the intake. Sounds a bit silly, but you know, it's there. It's an in-game joke. But if you want to remove it, that's the way you do it. I'm not even going to come close to pronouncing this name, but you're the geezer who put up the word primer. Wholeheartedly, you can start this aircraft without a primer. It has been done. It's probably not the best way of doing it, but it is possible. But yes, you're right, it is probably in the checklist. Prime the engine. Thomas Meyer, 7053, best buy, easily. You're right, this is an amazing aircraft. I mean, I like the Cow's DA42. I still think the Twin Star is the greatest twin-engine aircraft we have in the sim. The Aerostar's going to come bloody close when it gets released, but in the single-engine side of it, and we've got some pretty good contenders for that, I would say this is certainly up there. Yeah, someone else, Cyril Deretz, I'm sorry if I butchered your names wrong. Favourite aircraft, one of my favourite aircraft in the sim. I actually didn't notice a big difference with the latest 2024 version. Chocks and pitot covers are not clickable, for instance. They are. You can get rid of them obviously in the tablet, which is easier, but you can do the walk round and click them that way, which is what I did at the start of this video. Marb 1450, this plane is hands down the best in Flight Simulator. I can't knock you, I can't fault you, it's certainly up there. Lovely, what was this? Davinicon 43? Lovely video. What was the airport? Certainly didn't look like Humberside. It was Humberside. Who makes it? I can't remember who. Flight Tamper's Humberside Airport. Michael Ward 8924, if you left a plug in the intake of a real airplane, you would be in real trouble, surely, and this is not a study level model. It's a joke. Not your comment, it's A2A's idea of a joke. You're correct. You would not be able to start an aircraft, you would not want to fly an aircraft with a blocked intake. It's just not a good idea. It is a joke by A2A. It's a random thing. I don't know whether you can turn it off. I haven't seen an option for it, but it does mean that you have to do the walk round, which obviously I didn't do. But it does not affect the aircraft as the sim goes. Right, some UK bloke, awesome name, looking for a new GA aircraft for 2024, but this is really a ported 2020 aircraft, and at £50, I just can't do it. That's not a problem. Yep, that is not a problem. It is quite expensive. It is quite expensive. It is multiple layers. I look at this as it is a multiple layered aircraft, and it is lots of depth to it. Now you have mentioned the magical word there, ported. Now, as of, I can't remember what, is this 1.6.4? I think it is. If I can bring this up. 1.6.5, there you go. You do have 2 separate installation folders. A few versions ago, it was 1 installation folder, and then you copied it over manually to your community folder for 2024. Now you have a separate installation for 2024 and 2020. Now, correct, it is technically, by the wording, by the meaning of the word, it is a ported copy. It will show the 2020 logo in the aircraft virtual hangar. But as ports go, it's a cracker. So, yeah, it is a port, but it is a very good one. Everything seems to work. I mean, there was a few issues with the 750 I've had. There's been a few issues with repaints, because obviously they were more for 2020, and things were a little bit different there. But it is a ported aircraft, but it's a very good ported aircraft. And as for the £50, yeah, £50 for a ported aircraft does sound a little bit expensive, but it is A2A, and it is a cracking aircraft. It does come out on sale. It does have special offers every now and again. You know, Just Flight have it for special offers. A2A bring out deals for it. It is possible to get it on a cheaper price, but obviously it's at the whim of the company. So anyway, we are currently 4.5 miles away from our airfield, and it is starting to cloud over. Rather interesting. So we can see our dotted line coming up here for our runway into a runway 18, so we should be joining this before we get to the airfield. At least that's the plan anyway. So let's give a feedback on the rudder pedals. We'll have the fuel pump coming on. Landing light's going to come on, because I'm going to forget about them. And we are going to come off autopilot. Now, last time I tried this flight, I couldn't find the airfield. It's one of my banes. It really is. Grass strips surrounded by fields. But we are on approach. I think possibly I can see it up ahead. I don't know. Well, we'll probably end up doing another flyover and then re-intersecting onto the runway, onto our finals. So anyway, I hope I've gone through most of the comments from the previous video. I hope I've addressed a few things. And yes, let's try and get this aircraft now on the ground, shall we? It's where the pilot really earns his money. You know, Navy pilots used to joke about trying to find an aircraft carrier in the middle of the ocean. I'm trying to find an airfield, and I can't see it. I can't see any long, straight, what I would think would be a runway. I'll drop our gear down now anyway. So, right, landing lights are on, fuel pumps are on, mixture is coming up to full. I'd love to be able to see where I'm supposed to be landing. We do have quite a short runway here at Fenland. It's 600 meters long. As runways go, that is quite short. Plenty for our purposes. And we are landing on grass, obviously, so there is a bit of a don't stamp on the brakes approach. I think I've got the airfield in sight. Right, flaps are coming in. We're going to make a direct straight approach in. Yes, I can see the two trees I have to try and dodge. Right, so flaps are down. Fuel pump is on. Landing lights are on. Airfield is in sight. 700 feet. Power line below us, so I have to keep an eye out for that. We've got the two trees right on the approach of the runway. And I do believe we cross a road as well, so plenty to keep an eye out for. Don't want to stand the brakes on too much, we will skid. "600 meters is not a long way." Right, so let's fast track back up the runway. So once again, Fenland is a Burning Blue Designs, another Burning Blue Designs airfield. I have featured this before, but it hasn't featured too many times in videos where I've flown to it, so welcome to Fenland, another Burning Blue Designs awesome airfields. Flaps coming up. Mixture, we're going to pull back. Oh, well, another thing that was mentioned was the fact that I was mentioning the airspeed in knots. It is not in the A2A Comanche 250, it is in miles per hour. So there is that. I keep jumping from different aircraft and so many of them are knots. So many of them miles per hour. I missed the landing lights. Come off the runway, look at that, turn them off, fuel pump will come off, strobe lights will come off. Right, so mixture is pulled. Oh, rotating beacon is off. Autopilot is off. Avionics off. Let's turn that off now. And master switch is off. So, welcome to Burning Blue Designs Fenland Airfield. Another little gem of an airfield, absolutely awesome. Like I say, 600 metre runway. If you do want a little bit of a longer runway, there's a runway at the top end, 26 and 80, or 08 even, and that's 670 metres, so still short. Anyway, I hope that I've gone through a few issues and solved a few questions and all the rest of it from the previous video. I do aim to try and make a sort of as realistic as I possibly can video. Like I say, a little bit of humour. I'm going to always make mistakes. I am but human. But I do like to try and do a sort of professional, sort of in my level kind of content. And any comments that people put up, I do pay attention to, and if it is something that I've missed, I will try and aim to sort that out in a next video. So I know that you've enjoyed the previous A2A Comanche video. I wonder how well this video is going to do. The A2A Aerostar will be coming out soon. There will be a new video for that coming out. Will not be the next video. The next video we're going to the exact opposite end of the spectrum with the Royal Air Force's current fast jet fighter, air defence fighter, what would I like to call it, the Eurofighter Typhoon at RAF Coningsby. So there's something to look forward to from a general aviation channel. So anyway, if you've got any questions or comments about the A2A Comanche 250, please bang them below. Please, if you've got any comments, just put them below. It helps me get the channel out there. It helps content. It helps spread the word, so to speak. I know that this channel is obviously very small compared to other channels, but I do like to do these videos. I like to share simulation out there with you guys and girls. So I will see you in a future Microsoft Flight Simulator video very, very soon.